Looking at the goal and reflecting back on just the whole process of what I'm doing and kind of where I'd like to see myself going, I really feel that I need to work on that descriptive feedback piece, and how I can improve upon that. And I guess my first step is I'm looking and seeing what you did last year as a staff at Schuler through your staff development, and I'm missing that whole piece. So I would like to get those articles from last year's staff development that you did and get a start there so I can get that grasp on what exactly we're looking for with descriptive feedback and where to go, from here on that. So that's kind of my starting point. I guess having gone through that, do you have any other pieces that you think, along with those articles, that would be helpful in that?
I know that I kind of redid my conference sheets.
Okay.
And I can show you what I did with those, but I have blocked off where it has the success piece and the intervention feedback. So I have those in block, so it makes me very cognitive that when I'm conferencing with someone to just make sure I'm doing it, because it's right there on the paper. And not that it's it's not anything that's a big strategy, but at least it helps me, it gives me a visual, it helps me remember what I need to be doing with each kiddo.
Right, that would be good. I would appreciate that. Yeah, that would be good. And then the next thing that I'd like to do then is take the SBOs from language and all those pieces that we have that have already been created and put those out and see kind of where I could start implementing that and what that would look like and how that piece would go. And kind of form that plan and then move into it.
Right.
But when I move into it, I'm moving into it in small clumps. I'm not taking on or tackling the whole thing. I'm going to start with, small and then expand out into my other areas.
Well, and something I did this summer, and it was a lot of work, so if you just chunk it, it'd be easier. But I went through the SBOs, and I got out our correlating documents. I got out the rubrics for our progress reports, and I also went through the supporting documents. And I went through and looked at those for each SBO, and it just helped me get my information organized. So I really understood not just the what, but the why. And I think you need to have a good understanding of the why.
Right.
And so I think that will help you. And then when you're doing your feedback, you'll have that
why piece to go along with it. Yes, I think that would be good. Yeah, and again, starting small. I'm not going to, like you said, there are so many pieces to look at that I want to just start in one area and then kind of move through what I'm doing.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for helping me out.
And then for my goal, I'm kind of still stuck when we talked about this even before, you came to observe, is I think I'm better than I was last year about the what and the why. Why do we do this? But I'm still kind of stuck. And after we went through and you kind of spoke with kiddos individually about, what are you learning and why is this important? It was hit or miss with those kiddos. They could really verbalize that. So I would like to really have the kids understand the what I'm learning, but how am I going to implement it in my learning, the application piece, and how do I know that I've got it? Or how do I know I need to, keep working on it as a learning goal? And I was thinking I would just maybe choose one child from each reading strategy group and kind of follow them through, because I think it's going to be, if I do it little, and not do, obviously I'm going to do it with everyone, but to really track
those friends and see
maybe
kind of
6 kiddos.
And see what you're doing and how.
But I don't know. That's all I've got for my goal. I'm not quite sure. I thought maybe you could help me figure that one out. So, I think I ask all the kiddos when I do my conferencing, the what are you learning? I don't know if I'm really saying how are you going to do this when I'm not with you? Right.
So maybe asking the what and the why. Why is it important? And then because if you start out your lesson with what, why, and then how do we do this? What if you start out with those 3 questions every time?
And I try to do that typically. I just don't think it's being followed through. Yes. Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out how am I going to track that.
Okay, thinking through that.
Unless we have their learning goals I have their learning goals in their learning binder. Maybe just highlight that one, or give them a card that's something they're always, on an index card that they keep with them in their.
Do they have do you have them write their goal on a bookmark?
No, that's what I'm saying, maybe an index card or a goal. So.
Right, because I have a bookmark that we're just starting to implement that has that piece on there of what they're working on.
And I've used those in the past.
And then,
I've not used
yeah,
them
so
currently.
what if you had them write, how does this help me? Right on there. And then they could look back, and then they'd have that frame of reference. If you have like a couple of goals on each one, you could even review back then.
Because
Oh,
I do
see
have
this
them look
piece.
back at their learning binder, but it's not visible with them when they're actually doing their independent reading.
Right, whereas
or
if you
their-
have the bookmark piece.
them.
Do you have that
I
bookmark?
have it. I just
Yeah.
think sometimes, I think I'd maybe just do an index card or something like
Right.
that. Because for me, it was, I think they got visually confused with, because there's so many goals on that. Isn't it? I think Delane gave it to
Yeah.
us.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
That goes
And
down.
it got lost because it was paper. So I think maybe I'll do something like that, but on an index card.
Okay. Even colored index cards, so they kind of highlighted it to know what was there. Date it, as you set it up, so they know. And then I wonder if you could.
Because I'm not good at, I'm going to say, oh, no, this is something I want you to work on.
Right.
And I'll ask when they come back, but it's not something.
That's a follow that they have. That would be a reminder
Yeah.
with them
Okay.
when they're working.
I'll try
through it.
that.
I think that would work.
Great.
I'll be interested to know how that works.
Great.
Because that might be something we could implement down even farther.
All right.
So, thank you.
Thank you.